Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Michael McMillan here to answer your CX questions one at a time. Tonight, we got a great question, and I can definitely tell the holidays are upon us, and they are barreling down on some of you companies very quickly. We got no less than 15 people submitting the exact same question. I have actually put this question at the top of my list to make sure I answer that for you immediately. Today is Sunday, November 14th. This is actually going to be released tomorrow on Monday, November 15th to help you guys out because I understand the importance of this question. The question that came in is, how fast can my business outsource? Wonderful question. I will tell you the nuances of this question are vast, and I cannot get into all the details, but I'm going to give you some answers from a high level so you can understand what to expect. The holidays are a very, very interesting time when it comes to the outsourcing world. We have companies constantly, every single year, who wait until the last possible second and then realize they kind of have that moment, I need to get some help. Our industry as a whole, not just Proximo CX, not just any of these businesses, all the industry is geared up for this. Some better than others, some not so much. The key answer here though is most BPOs can move much faster actually than your business can. Now, critical element there is to hear most. Not all BPOs and not most all sourcers are really ready for this. They'll think they are, they'll want to sign the deal, but in reality, they're actually just not geared up for it. And the reason for this is everything comes back to labor and technology. And these are the two critical elements. And there is one other, because you have labor and technology, but inside of labor is training. So I'm going to talk about training separately because it's that important. But let's first start off with labor. So labor really determines the speed in which an outsourcer can move. And what I mean by that is its ability to actually recruit and get the proper team in place for your business. So when you're talking to an outsourcer and you're talking about how fast can you get going, key questions you need to be asking is, do you keep a bench? Do you have actual people on payroll, critical element there, not resumes in a book, on payroll who you can assign to my account? Now, I know you might be thinking to yourself like, whoa, Michael, you mean to tell me outsourcers are actually going to keep people on payroll who are not assigned to account? The answer is yes. Actually, here with my company at Proximo CX, we keep a fairly decent sized bench at all times. The reason is because we want to be there for when our companies need us. We have a saying with inside of Proximo CX is that we stand by your side in the good times and the bad, and we are always there to make sure we catch the ball. And to do that means I must keep people ready, trained, and set up to be able to fill in positions fast. So we keep a very, very highly trained bench. And how we do that is we actually have them what we call be floaters. So these are people who are actually trained amongst different programs to when we do have a call off, vacation time, or whatever, we can actually put them into that program so our clients don't have to feel the staffing impacts because that is my responsibility as an outsourcer from my perspective. Now, if the company doesn't have a bench, that's okay. And there's things that other questions you need to be asking is, okay, great. What is your pipeline of resumes and how vetted are those resumes? So I personally, when I was on the other side of the table hiring outsourcers, I would even go as far as asking to take a look at the ATS scoring. Now, I understood they couldn't, for privacy reasons, show me the person's name or anything, nor would I want to see it. What I would just want to see is, I want to see what attributes are you scoring these resumes and these applicants off of, and how do they fit towards my model employee that I would need for my work to be done. As long as I could see that they had enough applicants that would make up a significant enough portion to be able to fulfill my need, I would have some peace at that. So I can understand if they tell me a week or 2 weeks, things start making more sense. So in that, let's talk about time. So what is appropriate time? So most outsourcers have massive recruiting teams, and this can be both internal and external, and usually both. So it allows for them to move fast. They should have a very healthy ATS, applicant tracking system, and a very healthy backlog of resumes that they've already pre-vetted. As long as they have all those things, if you hear the words of 1 to 2 weeks to get your team in play, you should feel at ease. That sounds about right. Now, if you hear things like, oh, it'll only take us a couple days, and they don't have an actual bench of hired in employees who can be transferred into your program, unfortunately, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to be very difficult. You're going to be getting just anyone off the street. They're going to probably just trying to pull them in to try to satisfy the agreement. It is very, very hard to move at that kind of pace. Typical recruiting and vetting and hiring time is usually about that 1 to 2 week time. So sitting here, like I said, this is going to be coming out on November 15th. This really, you're already at that window to where you must either be talking to companies who have an active bench, who have already pre-hired in, who have a very engaged applicant system or applicant pool to be able to pull from. If they don't, unfortunately, you're too late. You're going to be missing your Black Friday and Cyber Monday peak, and you kind of need to keep looking around. You need to be talking to more people. So that's the labor side, guys. And you're starting to hear, of course, already timelines. Okay. So like I said, minimum 1 to 2 weeks. If you found the perfect outsourcer and they don't have those other attributes, I'm just going to tell you, typically it's about 3 weeks, and it can be as much as 4 to be able to get the proper team in place. Next comes technology. Now, the beauty is, I will tell you 90+% of us outsourcers will actually begin the technology implementation even sometimes before the agreement is in play. The reason is because that's the last thing anyone wants to actually hold things up. So time on this, this can be as much as 24 hours, or it could be as much as 4 weeks. It really depends on what you're trying to get done. How many channels are you trying to get serviced? How many different applications do we need to integrate with? What is your security and compliance team demanding of this? Is there going to be inspections that are going to have to occur? Is there going to be custom systems set up? Do you need scripting done? Do you need us to build your knowledge base and processes? All of these things affect the technology side of this. In this crunch time, as we're going into the holiday crunch now, you need to keep things to the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. You need to be really looking and focusing on, okay, what specific channels should I be looking to outsource? And your outsourcer should be giving you guidance on this. Many times they should be actually looking towards your current volumes and statistics to be able to help you understand where are your impact zones and where are those needed attributes, and then how can we get through these technologically as fast as possible. Now, the good thing is for you guys, especially with the new CCaaS environment, so call center as a service and everything like that, you do have the opportunity pretty much at any BPO, I'd be shocked to find out one who would say no to you, to bring your own CCaaS, right? So we can actually log in and access into your current existing system rather than having to set up on our own. There's positive and negatives with that. There's advantages and disadvantages, and I'm not going to get into all that here on this one. But the point is that helps speed up the process. So the final attribute, which I mentioned, is training. Training is the wild card. It ties back to a lot of what I mentioned though with technology. It depends on the channels, the complexity, and what the real demand is going to be here. I will tell you, most training programs for most of our clients is usually a minimum of 1 week and a maximum usually of 4 weeks. It's been a while since I've seen a 4-weeker, but they're still out there. Normally it's about that 1 to 2 week timeline. So again, guys, start adding this numbers up, right? You're talking about standard 1 to 2 weeks, minimum standard for getting team in play, maximum 3 to 4. You're then talking about technology, which will run parallel with the labor and hiring. So that one kind of just works itself out. And then the final though is that training, because we've got to get the team in play, and then we got all that time, right? So if you're adding this all up, minimally, I will tell you for most companies, I'm going to tell you a little good news here. Minimally for most companies, all told, it's about 2 weeks to 3 weeks. That's from 0 to hero. That's from we signed the deal to we are going live. It's about 2 to 3 weeks. Maximum 4 to 8 weeks It can get longer. You can get into the 90-day world. It depends, again, complexity, channels, technology, and all those attributes. Now, can things be done faster? The answer is yes. And I'll tell you a quick story. We had a client who is actually with our company still to this day here at Proximo, and they actually ran into a huge emergency. We got a call literally on a Wednesday. By Thursday, I actually personally flew out to go see the owner of this company because of what was going on. Friday, he and I got to an agreement, had contracts complete. We were implementing Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Monday morning, we soft went live. Oh yeah, you just heard that. 48 to 72 hours, and we were turned and burned it up and go. This was not a huge team. It was only about 8 people. And it's part of the reason we were able to move that fast. We had like I said, we already had the bench. We knew the resources we wanted. The technology he brought with him, he already had his full tech stack. So we just accessed it and then helped update it. Things that weren't going right. We did not have any knowledge base at all. So that's part of the reason I personally flew out there, because my team was already active on other programs, and we believe we worked and we succeed together. So I went. And the owner and I literally sat down and wrote everything out. Like, okay, how are we going to answer calls? What is your knowledge base going to be look like? I got this binder that was like this thick that they called the Bible. And I brought this thing back to our call center. But the point is we made it work because the client needed us to. A good BPO is going to be able to tell you what you can expect and be real and honest with you. And we were very open and honest with our client. He understood you cannot expect 100% of us in 48 hours. We are going to strive for excellence. It's one of our key core values. But you have to understand we have the honor to admit to our failures. And when we do, we're going to work together with you and be humble enough to work with you to work through those together. And that was the key reason he came with our team, because he knew we were going to stand by his side and get to the end. So again, being November 15th, we're only a week or so away from the holiday bump with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then of course the sprint into Christmas and Hanukkah. You do have time. So don't start looking at your team and being like, oh my goodness, this is all I got. I'm still getting turnover. We are, of course, in the Great Resignation right now. The average person is only, so it's 28% are quitting within the first 90 days, especially in frontline. It's even higher than that here domestically in the United States. It is a frightening place. Seasonal workers are not showing up. We are seeing this across the board. We're hearing from every industry who depends on seasonal workers. We're hearing it constantly. They cannot find any seasonal staff. This is where your outsourcing partner comes in play. So don't get worried. Don't freak out. If you need support, I beg you, please reach out to us, proximocx.com. Even if you need and demand domestic services, we will help you. We will get you lined up with one of our consultants or one of our partners, and we will find you someone. If you can use our nearshore operations, fantastic. We will help you. The point here, guys, is you do not need to go through this holiday season alone. There's an entire industry, which is us here in the outsourcing industry and the customer experience industry. We are here to help. We have consultants, we have advisors, we have a ton of people available to you. So I am urging you, if you are facing a bad situation going into this holiday season, it is not too late. I gave you the normal statistics. Yes, it is usually anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to get fully implemented and outsourced. But right now, coming into holiday rush, there are companies like Proximo CX and many of our other partners who we do work with regularly in tandem and in teams to be able to provide you services much faster. We've done it in 48 and 72. I've done it overnight. Anyone can do this. But again, we all will work together to set your expectations appropriately. So guys, we wish you the best this holiday season. I hope this gives you some clarity. I'm getting a lot of people asking us about, is it too late for this holiday season? The answer is no. The answer is going to be no all the way up until Thanksgiving Day. I might be in a food coma, but our team will be still there to help you guys. So I hope this helps answer this question. I know it's imperative for so many of you businesses out there and so many of you owners. So please feel free to reach out to us at proximocx.com. Just click in there to contact us. Any one of our team are available to you guys 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We are here for you. And that is a very imperative piece for us. No matter if we can service you or not, we have teams who can. Guys, we love these questions. And especially as we're getting into the holidays, I'm seeing some very, very particular questions. And I'm actually answering a few of them direct personally through email and other means. I'm calling a few people too, because I can tell the urgency of these. If you have urgent questions, I'm going to direct you to go to proximocx.com. You can feel free to ask for me. My team will get me involved if need be. But I will tell you, I have an amazing team around us. They'll be able to probably answer the questions probably better than me in many cases. If you have a general CX question, or if you do want to still post it there, you can go to cxspeak.com. Click on the video tab, and then you'll see Ask Michael a Question. This area is there to ask these type of questions, but and also ask any question you'd like to. We have a ton of them coming in. We love them. We're prioritizing them and trying to get to them one at a time, Monday through Friday. It's amazing to speak with you guys all again. My name is Michael McMillan. I cannot wait to get back to your questions again here soon. Have a great night.